Hey guys, my name is Doug with Infotainment. I just want to take a moment to show you guys a little bit about how our factory cargo camera hooks up to your truck. We do have a video showing our aftermarket camera, cargo camera. This is going to be very similar to it, so you can relate to that video as well. But in the meantime, I just kind of want to show you guys how it works. So here we have the factory cargo camera. Once you remove yours, which is just held in with 2 screws, you could slide this in place. This little connector here is for your brake lights and your cargo lamps. This little guy here is your camera. So this harness here, which is the first harness in the install, is our INT-F cam harness. That's going to connect into the next harness here, which is this. This harness here is our INT-BDY CAM harness. Basically, all you're doing is you're connecting your video together and then your power and ground with this little barrel connector. These little guys are not used. Okay, I repeat, these are not used. These are used for the backup camera that's in the tailgate. So those, you could either cut those off if you want or just kind of have them hanging out there. So then you follow your way down. This is going to run along your chassis into the cab, and we're getting behind the radio now. So this little harness here is the INT EZDC BRL. This you plug into your cigarette lighter, which is your switch power source. And it's got the barrel connector here for your power. So those two will go together there. This, again, is not used for the cargo camera application. The other part of the install here is the video. So we have video there, it goes along the loom, comes up to right here. We're going to want to plug this video into the blue, it'll say cargo cam input. We're going to plug that into the female there. And then that gets us into the radio interface. This interface here is what we call the INT C4T. Okay? Don't mess with any of these other cables. This is a repurposed cable that we use for a lot of different upgrades. The only thing you need out of this harness here is the blue female cargo camera input. It may be behind some shrink wrap or heat shrink, so just trim that heat shrink off and then you'll be able to get to the blue female interface. Now, basically that completes the circuit for the whole install. The last thing you're going to do is just plug in the male here into the back of the radio. That's what the back of the radio looks like. So you plug your factory radio connector into the female. You're going to run the male of the interface here into the back of the radio. All we're using this whole harness for is just 2 pins for the cargo camera input. Now, once you do that, you're going to want to run the C-SCC cargo camera programmer. So you would plug that into your OBD2 port. You'll see a series of lights flash on it. And then once you see the green light, you can remove it. Now the truck is programmed for backup camera, or for a cargo camera rather. You may have to shut the vehicle off for a minute or two just to let the programming sleep or really embed itself into the BCM. But the next time you start your truck, you will have the cargo camera feature. Now, a couple things I want to point out. Number one, if you have a 2013, 14, or 15 truck, your radio needs to be the 1711.07 firmware. That is the update you have to have if you have a 2013, 14, or 15 truck. If you have a 2016, 2017, 2018, doesn't matter what firmware you have on your radio, the cargo camera is going to work. So I want to notate that for those of you who have 13, 14, and 15. Get into the system settings menu, go down to the very bottom of that menu, it'll say system information. It will tell you there your software. You need 1711.07 for it to work. The only other caveat is those of you who have a 2018 truck, in order for this programmer to work, behind the radio you'll notice a security gateway module. It has 2 little connectors in it. You need to disconnect those connectors, plug it into this gateway module bypass, what we call the MOD BYP part. Unplug it out of the gateway module, plug those 2 plugs into here, You can then run your Genie programmer. It will program the truck, get the green light. You can remove this from the OBD2 port. Then you can remove the bypass here and stow that away as well. You can then, reinstall your security gateway module. And then that just pertains to 2018, guys. Okay, so if you're 13 through 17, you won't even get this. You'll just need to plug this into your OBD2 port. Okay, so that's basically the series of installation. I will have a video coming out soon with an actual installation. We do want to release this product, and we're slammed here, so we'll get to a full video here within the next few weeks.